Good evening. Welcome in, everybody. Hello, Shivam, Gab, Surjet, 17. How's everybody doing this fine evening? Today was day one of nixing the energy drinks and having coffee instead. Very nice. 80 ounces of water. It's a lot of water. How's everybody doing today? Alright, let's get to it. So, that's the wrong scene, first of all. Where's my... Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot we were playing phone game last time. Because we were having such a great time watching the Root Rider attacks. And I can't even click on my dang capture card. There we go. There we go. Alright. Let's stretch that out. That's fine. Let's fix this. I need to fix my overlay, too. I forgot things are a little bit of a mess. Because of the weekend stream, but we'll get it sorted out. Just if I thought of it, we would have done that beforehand. But hey, it is what it is. It's fine. There we go. The war is going well? I don't agree, but sure. How we didn't just immediately perfect that clan, I have no idea. Hello, Rhonda. Welcome in. Hello, hello. You had a good war, Sir Jet. You got a six-pack. Also, it looks like if I'm going to get any of these event passes, I need to do it tonight. Alright, so for this evening, the agenda is we're going to run through Legends attacks. So one thing that we're going to do is I want to do at least one attack with everything that was buffed in the balance changes. And then after that, we can do as requested from Rika and do a little breakdown of Royal Champion Charge and then try to make a little video out of that. So that's going to be the goal for this evening, and we should be able to get 2 videos out of this evening as well. So let's start with an intro. And I guess we can pull this back up. RC Charge needs a breakdown. Well, not for the almighty Shivam, who's a god at the game. But for us normal people, yes. Loud? Hello, Mr. Morningstar. Am I loud? The music's loud. Let me see. How's that? Or does it need more? Let me know how's the sound. How's the sound? Bring back Pekka Bobat. You gotta learn to move forward, Sir Jet. How's the sound? Nobody answers whenever I ask questions. How's the goddamn sound? Is the music too loud, or is it good? Lower it a bit. Okay, I'll lower it some more. I'll put it at -20. That should be better. Just decrease it to like 69%. Well, that doesn't really help. Hello, below average. It's very loud. That should help. Hello, Killerbot. Welcome in. Still loud? Well, I just lowered it. That's weird that it's so loud. I don't know how it got turned up, honestly. Alright, we should be good now. We should be all good. Hello, Drunken Monkey. Sound is good? Nice. Actually, you guys over on YouTube can't hear the music. Unfortunately, we can't play it over there. Alright, anyway. Let's do a little video. Where's my capture? Oh. Make this fit. Thank you for that. No problem. Alright, rocket balloon, fireball rocket balloon, now more OP. That's good. Alright, let's do it. So we just got the June balance changes. We're going to take a look at all of these troops and do just a little bit of testing, pretty much just one attack each, and just kind of see how things feel, see how they do in an attack. Let's jump in. I think Super Bowlers will be good. It is too early to tell, but I hope so. We'll find out. I won't find out personally. I've never been a Super Bowler guy. Shivam says, nah, they still squishy. They got another 300 HP, but it's too early to say one way or the other. Unless anybody here has actually done a bunch of testing with them. You tried. Did you try one attack or what? That's the funny thing about doing the testing for the videos is we're gonna do one attack and then that's it. We're not actually like really testing it, but we're also not doing like a 5-hour video, so. But I can see them still being too squishy. Alright, let's see. So here's the first army I've loaded up. Basically what I did for this army is I took out my super witches and I put in throwers. So a couple of things we'll get to test here are the healers and the throwers. So we're going to see how good they are and let's do it. See if I can avoid messing up the fireball. I forgot it's low legends. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Why is it gotta be Town Hall 15s? I hate low legends. I forgot that the season just reset. That's so dumb. Alright, well, maybe we'll get enough attacks today. We might have to push off the RC breakdown for tomorrow. See how things go. But we already had, we already didn't have a lot of attacks to work with. I don't even know what I'm fireballing. I'm just annoyed. I guess the town hall. Yeah, I figured that would happen. My fireball skill is still pretty much the same, so that's good. Nothing's changed there. Very nice. You love to see it. What am I supposed to use to funnel the other side? I guess a baby dragon. Here we go. See how they do.
What are you? An idiot sandwich.
This is true. Okay, got through the town hall, which obviously shouldn't have been a difficulty anyway. Alright. That should be fine. Queen is taking forever to get in there. Looks like the throwers are dying, which doesn't seem good, but we also kind of lost the king and the queen there. I don't really know what's supposed to be the other side of the funnel for this. I'm not a super witch attacker, so not helpful. There we go. Everything's in. Turns out your clan is not family friendly. happens. Why do we have Hog Puppet? Why would we not have Hog Puppet? Let's try this again. Oops, I didn't mean to just go offline on kick. Clicking the wrong button. Alright, let's try this again. Hopefully we can get some Town Hall 17s, otherwise today might just be a wash. Although seeing the, yeah. So seeing the throwers struggle against the Town Hall 15, but that might have been more me than them. I mean, there's an obvious fireball, but that's no, that's too much. Too much spice on that bottom side. I don't know. Is there any way I could do that and make it work? Probably not. I think we just go for a safe little corner. Just a safe corner. Okay. Easy. Oh, that's right. We were using the queen to funnel. I remember now. I remember. I had forgotten. I was gonna say, what are we supposed to use the funnel? And the queen's not doing a very good job. Everybody's leave and king go down. There you go. Down south. Let's freeze that. Oh, I forgot my CC troops. That helps. Throwing some support skellies. Where did I use my poison on? I don't remember. There might have been a furnace in there, I guess. I don't know. Should have saved it, though. This one's looking better. Baby dragon over here. Let's do that. Oh, where's my champion at? Oh, she's down here dying. That's cool. Also, we get a crusher mortar on defense. I think this one should be fine. We still, look at all the throwers who are still alive. That's actually kind of crazy. Maybe they do have a little bit of potential. As long as you can keep them healed up and make sure they have some tanking, they're good. Okay, well, throwers might have a little bit of potential there. Not bad. So I think what we're going to do for this first video is just kind of do, like I said, just one little attack. Including some of the troops from the balance changes. And just basically test everything once. And then what I can do for subsequent videos is we'll go more in-depth. And do like a full Legends Day and maybe some friendly challenges on basically everything. Throwers, maybe we can figure out a hybrid army. Because everybody would love to see hybrid come back. Although I hate to break it to you, it's not coming back. At least not the way it was. Because Queen Charge is not possible. Hello, Talani. You'd love to join your live streams whenever you're streaming. Add you on Discord. Well, we have a Discord server if you want to hop in. I don't want to add anybody on Discord, though, for security reasons. Let me grab this Discord. So throwing is good. I wouldn't say it's good, but I'd say it has potential. I wouldn't be able to say anything for certain without more testing. But, I mean, they seem pretty good in that attack. I was surprised they stayed alive. But like I said, as long as you keep those healers alive, they can probably do a lot of good stuff. But here's our Discord server if you want to check it out. There you go. And then if you want, you can even get pinged for notifications when I go live over there as well. There's that. But I won't be adding anybody on Discord. Sorry. Okay. You generally let the fireball go off whenever. That's not quite the best way to use it. 407 to Legends last night. Prediction. Sure, we can do prediction. You missed the whole day of predictions yesterday, Killerbot. Actually, were you here at all for the weekend matches? I think you missed the whole weekend of predictions. We're watching a bunch of matches. There you go. There's your prediction. Alright, so next we need to change the army to something else. So we can cross Thrower and Healer off the list, although I feel like we're probably going to use Healer again. Let's do... let's go with something a bit more familiar for the next one. Where did that army just go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Plus, I'm gonna have to change Super Troops at some point. So we'll use this now, and then we can change later. Since I already have it. You were too busy gathering rewards on your different accounts? I see. Okay. So this will be the next army that we use, the tried and true Super Hog Riders. I did decent with them in the recent war, and we'll see if we can find a Town Hall 17 to hit in Legends. Let's do it. Town Hall 17? Likely. Okay, not bad, not bad. We'll take it. So, this is an army I actually was liking for a while, but then it became more difficult as defenses caught up. But now that the Super Hog Riders have gotten a buff, maybe they are good again. That is the hope anyway. Let's see how we do this. We're gonna take out this corner up here. Sure. There's the first invis. I'm actually gonna invis down here as well. Make her go to that cannon up there. Okay, so we'll get the cannon out of the way, and then I think that's gonna be it. Yoink. We got super minions out of the defensive clan castle, not a big deal. We'll use... Let's actually start the heroes since we got the partial CC pull. So we'll go King, Queen. A little poison over here for all that. The Druids, Ice Golem. We can do the Yeti. We'll do a Wizard. That'll get our funnel set. Wall break again. And we're actually going to rage right here just to get everything rolling. Just to get it all moving. Alright. So we should be able to get this town hall down with no issues. Gigabomb's going to go off, no problem. Then we will start the hogs. I think actually from the bottom side is going to be the best. Well, let's go for the top and try to support the heroes. Try to keep them alive as long as possible. Do a couple of headhunters here. Pop the warden's ability. And then we need the other headhunters for the back end of the base. A couple of wizards up here. Start that cleanup. Heal in the core. Try to get the super hogs alive. Pop the queen's ability. And then we'll probably Skelly in the back end here. Let's freeze this queen. Couple more headhunters in. There's the Skelly. Alright. It's kind of sketchy on the backside here, but I think we're still okay. The king ended up going down. I was watching him because he was staying healthy. And then at some point he started taking damage, and I didn't see him go down. It might have been from the single, actually. That just locked onto the queen. But this time I was paying attention. And there we go. So yes, the Super Hog Riders, I can say that I've done a lot more attacks with this army, not just one attack, and they do feel a lot better after the buff. So I do believe this is going to go back to being my main attack strategy, but we're going to go take a look at some of the other stuff that I probably won't use as much and see how that's doing. Ship him. You were just saying they're too squishy. He changed his mind already. I love it. I'm the same way. I'll decide something and then be like, oh, maybe that's not the case. I think it's going to be along the lines of, like, throwers, for example. They're probably something that you have to keep healers on them, because that's how Super Bowlers always were. But they just became too squishy for Town Hall 17. Also, I didn't realize they got a DPS increase as well. So now we have looked... I just screamed into the microphone, my bad. So we have looked at the throwers, we've looked at the healers technically, and then we've looked at the Super Hog Riders. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Dragon Rider next. And for that, we will copy an army. Rid of that. That and that, that and that. How many Dragon Riders can that? Okay, only 3? That's fine by me. 4. Also, oops. Huh. I'm trying to decide, should I take more Dragon Riders than the CC? I guess Super Minions would make more sense there. Here's another question. If I take Super Minions in the CC, does that actually count as testing them? Probably not, right? Because I was thinking we should do like a, what did they call it? Flydra? Or Flybrid, that's what it was, Flybrid. I can't remember all the stupid names the community makes up for stuff. But dragons and super minion spam, essentially. Go to the cookbook and no. We don't go there. More Dragon Riders? Nah, 4's fine. 4 is typical. Actually, 4 is more than typical for a Hydra. Unless you meant in the CC, but we're gonna go with super minions in the CC. But we will do another attack with more super minions. We won't let this one count for that. No, they updated it. Oh yeah, didn't they add new armies for the new month? I figured that would actually have been tomorrow. Doesn't look updated to me. Yeah, this is the same stuff. Or wait. No, it's not the same stuff, you're right. The Super Dragon army is the same. But this stuff down here is different because now there's 1, 2, 3 Root Rider attacks. They still have this... So they updated some of them. They still have this stupid Mass Miner army. Oh, they added the Warden now. So at a glance, there's another Root Rider army. They're starting to lean more into the Root Riders, which are the strongest troop in the game. So I would say the cookbook is better than it was. They actually added some epics to some of these too, because the Queen has the mirror on that one. So the cookbook is getting better. I'll say that much. Would I still recommend these armies? Not really. We can do better than that. They have better equipment and pets? Yeah, I saw that. But I still wouldn't suggest it. They can do better. Okay. Let's grab CC. So this will be the next army that we go with. It is going to be good old Hydra which actually was not meta for Town Hall 17. I don't know if any of you noticed, but most Town Hall 17 dragon attackers took the dragon riders out of their army. So now we'll see if it's going to be a good idea to add them back in. They only got an HP increase, but they got an extra 300 HP per dragon rider, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. Please give us a Town Hall 17. Super Ballers aren't that goated. Like I said, we gotta give it some time. Let people mess around with it. Alright, so let's kick this off. Little RC charge on the right side. Hello, Tesla. First invis, sure. We're gonna cut this corner and then set it up to fly the dragons right through the town hall. There's the next invis. I think we can recall here. Yoink. There we go. Beautiful. Yes. There we go. Dragons are in. Warden, Prince, and then our 4 Dragon Riders. Let's just go ahead and freeze here. Oh, I missed the town hall. What an idiot. What a big dummy. Why are my dragons all going that way? That is very annoying. Rage. Through the core. Probably have to RC from the left side here. So we'll pop that ability. We'll rage again through the middle. Let's go ahead and freeze the enemy queen. There's the rage. And we are looking good. Alright. Where's my prince at? I know he wandered away. Trying to make sure he's facing a good direction here. That's fine. Trying to keep my RC alive now. She's gonna die to the king, but I don't think it matters. Do we have any Dragon Riders left? We have one here, which is barely staying alive, but I think that is the last Dragon Rider. All the others have gone down. But, I mean, it was a reasonably easy attack. Again, one attack for each of these isn't really going to be enough to say whether or not they're good, obviously. But it's enough to say it's not totally trash. So, Dragon Riders also, I would say, have some potential. 300 HP is crazy, yeah. Makes them some tanky boys again. Which is good. You know what they should do? And I'm going to give Supercell a really good idea here. They should supercharge troops. Temporary troop levels for top-end players. Hello, Lil Wapara. Welcome in. Temporary troop upgrade. Supercharge. You know how many people would be mad about that? I think it'd be funny. They should just lean into the pay to win like they did with Squad Busters. For every $5 you spend, you can add more damage and HP to your troop. May the richest player win. I'd have to go get me a Middle Eastern oil daddy. Try to get an allowance. Next, we're going to run it back. We're going to run pretty much the same army, but we're going to take the Dragon Rider out and put in the Super Minion. Now, the Dragon Rider's been a very common companion for the Dragon until here lately. However, it's been quite a long time since the Super Minions were paired up with the Dragon, so I don't really expect a lot out of this, but it'll be interesting to see how well it does. Okay. Taking notes. Alright, let's get rid of these. I'm gonna have to boost the super minion. Boost the super minion. Get rid of you for now. Luckily, I should have plenty of... Actually, I could run out of Dark Elixir pretty quickly. That's fine. We'll figure it out. We can only take 8 of them? That actually seems kind of crazy. Let's take out a dragon. That's better. That's better. Alright, so here we go with the army. Let's jump in and see how it does. That's the wrong type of oil, Rhonda. Wrong type of oil. Oh, God. Anyway. I'm distracted. Let's see what we want to do. I don't have my ice block. It would have actually been nice to have against these invis towers, which are very annoying, but we will try to manage regardless. So here we go. Alright, she'll go in and trigger the invis, and then I think that pushes her downwards. Oh, I thought for sure she'd go to that cannon. That's very unfortunate. Actually, that works out fine. That went a lot better than expected. We got this compartment cleared out. We'll let her grab the archer tower, and then yoink. There we go. And then hopefully we can... that sweeper's actually kind of awkward. I don't know if I can hit that or not. Oh my goodness, I'm insane. Alright, let's let it rip. Dragons are in. We'll actually wait a moment here and then we will send in the super minions. Actually, let's just let them go. Let them fly. Dragons will push in. The queen's fine at the moment. Get a little bit of split on everything. Super minions hit the rage. Cool. Alright. Where is my prince? There he is. Pop that. Do that. RC from this side. Baby dragon over there. And then this is crushed. That's actually, that worked out better than expected. Oh, we got the king on my champion. We're gonna have to do a little invis here. Actually, he was taking damage. I should have just left it. He can take damage again right here. I just don't want him to kill the champ, obviously. But it doesn't matter. So let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 super minions left. Wait, I think I miscounted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 super minions left. Out of 10 plus 4. So out of our 14 super minions, only 5 died there. Okay, I like that. That might be something that we try again. Also, it's worth noting here that, like I said, just one attack isn't really a good test. But what I think we're going to do, I just want to dip my toe in the water for these attacks and see how the balance changes may have affected the troops. But I think going forward, we're also going to work on videos that go more in depth with all these troops, maybe some proper armies, and we'll spend a whole day of Legends Day and then get a much better feel for how these troops are actually doing after the update. But just for today, we're going to quickly run through them all. And the next one up is going to be, let's go with miners. So we'll see how that does. We'll fashion together a little a hybrid of sorts. Interesting. What's that army? So I based this off of like an old school flybrid. So shortly after super minions were added to the game, they were actually really good if you paired them up with dragons like that. So you'd basically just have a line of dragons out in front and then the line of super minions behind them doing a bunch of damage, which helps push the dragons through the base faster. Oh, shoot. Yep. Duh. My bad. There it is. Alright, so let's go back to this. Let's get rid of this. Where are the miners at? I'm blind. There they are. Happy little guys. 21. We have 4 more space. I guess we just take another wizard. Yeah, that's fine. So there's a hybrid. Hello, MX. You got a question. If you create a new clan, what kind of enemies do you play against in the first CWL? It depends on the accounts that you spin in CWL. So when you spin your first ever CWL in a clan, it takes your bases into account like war weight. And this is the only time that CWL will ever match you up based on the accounts that you have in the clan. But that's for your first ever spin. After that, it just keeps you in your same league. So whoever you match with is who you match with. So it's impossible to say. Oh yeah, predictions. Yeah. There you go. Next one up. But yeah, so like if you take a bunch of... Also, I think the highest that you can actually get placed for your first CWL, so let's say you took 15 maxed out Town Hall 17s, the highest you can get placed on your first ever CWL is Masters 1. So you won't... It's impossible to get placed directly into Champs. Hopefully that's helpful. You remember when Super Minions were new to the game? Defensive CC used to kill Queen Charge? Yeah. Yeah, the Super Minions a very anti-Queen Charge CC troop. For spells with the Super Minions? It was RC Charge. So, hold on, I got the army here. It's this army here. So I took 6 invis, a recall, rage, freeze. CC had a rage and a freeze. And something else that you can do is take a, you could take an ice block as well, so drop an invis for an ice block. Because there are obviously going to be a lot of situations where an ice block is handy to have. And then in addition to that, if you want to get really fancy, you could actually drop some troops out of your army camp and take a Lava Hound. Because something the competitive players have been doing a lot lately, and I've tested it out as well, and it worked out pretty well. Basically, you send a Lava Hound, and then you ice block the Lava Hound in front of the dragons. So that initial entry, basically all the damage goes to that Lava Hound. And it's not going to die until after the ice block is over. Do you get normal raid medals in the first war, or do you get like 10? You get normal raid medals. So, the way that... Are you talking about Clan Capital? For Clan Capital, you'll probably get less at the start, but it's not going to be like 10. It should be a... I don't know exactly how much. For CWL? So the CWL medals, you'll get the normal amount of medals. It'll just depend on what... It'll depend on what league it spins you into. That determines how many medals you get. But yeah, there's no difference for just because it's your first CWL. Use mass armies is more fun that way. Yeah, but it's not reasonable. You can't really use mass armies all the time and expect to get 3 stars. Alright. So we got the hybrid. Let's grab... I guess we got pretty much what we need for the CC. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. Let's do the next hit and see how it does. How many attacks do we have left? 3. Okay. Here we go. Alright, so for this army, basically I just switched out the Super Hogs. So I'm going to kind of do it the same way that I would with the Super Hogs. And that is going to be push the heroes into the Town Hall compartment, which is going to be kind of difficult on this base, to be honest. But we will see what we can do. I might even want to go in from the side here, because there's a lot of damage on that top side. So, with that in mind, let's go from the bottom with the RC charge. Where's she going? Oh god, I messed it up already. We're fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Just want to make sure that we can get a funnel set here. I'll let her do some damage to these ice golems. Doink. Alright, not the best funnel we've ever done. That's for sure. We'll just start in this compartment, I think. Oh, we have a furnace on the defense. Sure. There you go. Wasn't that bad boy right up? Now, getting into that town hall compartment, it's going to be a bit annoying. Let's rage this way. Let that king go back in for the RC, and then, well, I'd like him to go for that multi-archer tower, and then I'll pop his ability. Oh, the tornado! God, it's killing my plans. Oh, no. King, stay inside. There you go. King ability. Alright, that opens up to the town hall. Now we just need the queen to actually go there. Let's actually kind of intercept with the hybrid up here on the top side. So let's send in the miners, Warden RC, Hall Riders, and just an early Warden's ability. And then that should push the queen back into the core. And the king, hopefully. Actually, the hybrid itself might go for it. So we'll do that. Oh yeah, I forgot about the invis. I forgot about the... How's the prince not dead, by the way? That's kind of crazy. Alright, queen's ability has gone off. Where's she gone? Where did the queen go? She did. The RC's still alive on the top side. We're making our way through, but I think all the hybrid's dead. We're not making it through this. There's no way. I think the problem with hybrid is so much of the power came from a queen charge that there's just really no way to replace that at Town Hall 17. So if you're going to do miners, you might just have to do straight up mass miners, and even then, I don't think I would necessarily recommend it. So, this is the first one that I say, even with the buff, the miners are probably not going to be worth anything. But we'll try the same thing with super miners and see if that's any different. Alright. There you go. So let's just change this now. Come on. Come on. Cooperate. Goodbye, super minion. There's the mustache man. There we go. The miners all growed up now. Seven of them. That gives us 8 more housing space to work with. Trying to think. I guess we could take a Valkyrie to help with the push. Alright. Next one up. This is going to be the Super Miner. So, again, the same thing as my Super Hog army, but where he swapped out the Super Hogs with the Super Miners, and let's see how these guys do. And also as a quick refresher, here is the changes that have been made to all the troops, and the Super Miner has gotten a 300 HP increase, which seems to be a common number across a lot of these troops. The Super Miner got plus 300, the Super Bowler got plus 300, the Dragon Rider got plus 300, so did the Cyclops, whatever it's called. And what else got plus 300 on the HP? I think that's it, but I mean, that's what, 4 of the troops that got a balance change? In any case, let's see how we do in the attack. They like that plus 300 number, very interesting. kind of an arbitrary number, it seems like. Or maybe it's not. It's hard to say. Alright, so this isn't exactly the best of bases, but we'll go for it and just see what happens. And honestly, that could be a good indicator, too. If we can't triple this base with the super miners, that is not a good sign. That also could be a skill issue, but we'll worry about that later. Also, Channon Hamilton, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Alright, let's do it. I am distracted, but here we go. We got the Royal Champion making her way in. I think she's fine. There we go. She goes invisible. Perfect. That fox is going to get itself into trouble. I knew it. Dang fox. Does the RC go left from here? Yeah, she does. Look at that. That's kind of nice. Man, that fox is dead here. Oh, man. I just want the... Oh, we barely got the monolith. But at what cost? Oh, no. Let's just send the Valkyrie there. And I kind of want to just use the heroes for a funnel on this side. So that's going to be a little bit different, but obviously we can push the super miners through the middle of the base a lot easier. So the pathing on them is different. That's why the deployment's going to be different. Send in one headhunter there. Okay. Send the Yeti down here as well. The wall breaks aren't even really necessary on this base. Alright, King's making his way through. Let's send in the super miners, and here we go. Send the World Champion back in the mix. Alright, the Warden needs to move in. King's ability. We're going to rage through here. Poison the CC. Easy. Freeze that. Let's freeze that again. Still have the queen on the left, barely. Barely. The thing with miners, doesn't matter whether they're super or normal, it's always very difficult to tell what's still alive. Where are they? Looks like we have a big group of them down here. We're gonna do that. I honestly can't even tell if this is looking good or not. Are we good? Or are we not? I have no idea. It's like Schrodinger's troop. They're either all dead or all alive. The only way to find out is to open the box. AKA finish the attack. I think we're doing fine. It looks like we have a lot of super miners. Time could be a problem. I'm trying to avoid using the goblin fellas until we know it's a triple, which I think at this point it's safe to say. So let's get a little extra Dark Elixir then. Because I don't want to sway the attack with the extra troops. But there we go. We were able to triple that base as expected, so I think that super miners, again, have some potential. I'm not comfortable enough saying they're going to be great, but I think it's safe to say they're not terrible. Unlike the regular miners, they were garbage. The biggest factor is the healer buff for the Warden Walks. Well, I mean, if you're a person who does Warden Walks, yeah, that's going to be the biggest factor, but that's not going to be the case for everybody. I don't think that's necessarily the best buff out of everything here. If anything, I think it's going to have the least amount of impact because people were already using Warden Walk with no real issues. So it's not like it made it so that people can use Warden Walk now. You know what I mean? Whereas some of these other buffs will make it so that people can actually change the entire army that they're using. For example, I'm actually going to go back to Super Hog Riders now, because they actually feel pretty good to use. Also, they got one of the... Actually, hold on. Yeah, they got one of the smallest buffs out of anything here. The only other thing that also got a 5% buff was the Super Wizard. Which nobody's going to use Blizzard, except for me in one of these attacks. What have we shown so far? I think we are almost done. So we've shown the Dragon Rider, the Thrower, the Miner, Super Miner Healer. Yeah, oh, Super Bowler's next. So we got Super Bowler and Super Wizard. I want to do a Blizzard at some point. We should try a Blizz Lalo. And I think the Super Wizard is the only one where it's fine to show it just in the CC, because that's the only way the Super Wizard is really used. I mean, some people like to spam Super Wizard in with like Yetis or something, but I don't think that's really all that great. It's much easier to keep the Warden alive now. That's good. I mean, it was only a +4 healing. It's really not that much. But if it helps you do it a lot better now, that's great. I'm just saying it's a bit of a stretch to say that's the best buff out of everything. Are we looking for a max Town Hall 17 for CWL? Maybe. Do you have Discord? If you have Discord, we'd be happy to consider adding you in. Let's get rid of this. Where'd it go? That message was fine, Shivam. Let's see. CF. There you go. So if you have Discord and you're looking to do CWL with us potentially, hop into our Discord server, which is right there. If you don't have Discord, unfortunately, we can't add you. It's a Discord-only clan. Alright, so let's do... I think we rounded out with a Blizz Lalo, but next let's do Super Bowlers. That's what it was. So I think we're going to go back to the Super Witch Army. Is it typical to do Super... Or, I'm sorry, is it typical to do Fireball with Super Bowlers? Or should we change that to something else? Do we need the Eternal Tome? Let me activate the Super Bowler. I have never done a Super Bowler smash. So any tips are appreciated. We do need the tome. Gotcha. So that means we can change some spells as well. Because we won't need that. I think RC charge is still fine. Actually, no, that was for Fireball, not RC charge. So we don't need any of these. You have a Super Bowler army? Shared army? Gotcha. I appreciate it. It's like, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing. Looks good. Oh. There we go. Super Bowler's active. Let's see what we have to work with here. Okay. No Eternal Tome? That's an interesting choice. So Warden's ability effectively doesn't do anything. We'll see how it goes. Change life gem to tome. Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, I don't know if that's a good idea, but I'm down to give it a try. Tome might be better for your first time. Gotcha. That's what she said. Doesn't even make any sense. It's just dumb. All right, here we go. So this will be the next army, and then we'll have one more army after this. This is gonna be the Super Bowler Smash, of course. So I don't think I've ever done a Super Bowler Smash in my life, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. So if it fails, it's not necessarily that the bowlers are bad, but if it triples, depending on the base, then they definitely have some potential, because I'm a bit of a noob. Let's see what kind of base we find here. Of course, it's a Town Hall 16. Dang it. Alright. So we'll get a little bit of a practice run here. Dog launcher? What do we have on the queen? Okay. Okay. Goodbye, owl. No heals. I need these healers to move the heck up. Move up, healers. Oh, yeah, siege machine. Uh-oh. I forgot. Oh, God, it's falling apart. Actually, it's not looking too bad, considering. What do we have on the RC? I forget. Well, the bowlers are dead, but that was my fault. I kind of forgot some things. And I have all my spells. All my spells are still here. Like old friends. This one obviously is not going in the video. Tis not a Town Hall 17. But that was a neat little practice run. Alright. Now if it fails, they're bad? Yeah, especially considering how badly I executed that attack. If they were terrible, I think they would have failed, but it's going to be hard to say. Alright, I need to switch accounts. We're out of attacks. We're out of attacks. And then we should have a few attacks left over. We'll do a little basics on Royal Champion Charge. I know Shivam says, who needs a basics to Royal Champion Charge? Sir Jet does, that's who. Hello, Kazim. Welcome in. Let's copy that army out of here again. It's nice that we can have a bunch of armies. I do like that. Hold on, let me get rid of whatever this is. I always click the cookbook. I wish we could hide that tab, so I don't want to accidentally click on it. I gotta get rid of some stuff in here. Give us a moment, Hog Ratters. Active. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. I don't have Dark Elixir. That should do it. Oh, my goodness. Really? I'm 200, less than 200 Dark Elixir away from 25. That's just silly. But I think we have the converter. Oops, wrong button. No, no, no. There we go. I had to think about what I was doing there for a minute. Okay. Oh, we have an ice block this time, and a heal. It would have helped if I'd taken the right CC. It's not that, it's about why you choose to go... Why you choose area, go into light. I see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, we'll kind of run through the basics and decision making and stuff like that. Why I go where. Oh yes. Change it to the Book of Protection. And I'm gonna reintroduce this army because I kind of messed it up with the CC troops. Alright, taking a look at Super Bowlers next. This will be the army that we're using right here. Now, I've never really done Super Bowler Smash before, so it's going to be hard to tell exactly how good this army is, but I guess if it's a catastrophic failure, that could be my fault. But if it does triple, then maybe Super Bowlers have some potential after all. Let's find out. What in the world is this? What is even this? What a ridiculous base. Alright, well. We'll go for it. I mean, obviously. Oh, shit. My recording's paused. Well. We'll do it again, I guess. I need to stop hitting the pause button. Just let it run. What an idiot. So much for this one. That's another practice. Oh, Warden. I don't have any freezes. That's not good. Where's my king going? Okay. He's just doing king things, I guess. Oh, my warden's following the king. Alright, well, I'm done with this one. I'm done with that one. It's not getting recorded anyway. Alright, no more weird bases. Let's try this for the third time on the intro for this army. The next army is going to be Super Bowler Smash. Now, I've never really used Super Bowler Smash before, so it's going to be a little bit difficult to tell for me exactly how good this is. But if it's a catastrophic failure, it might be my fault. If it's a success, then maybe Super Bowlers have potential after all. Let's find out. Third takes the charm. Take a freeze. I'm just going to run with it, whatever the army is. Alright, we got a decent looking base here, so let's see if we can try this again. We had a couple of tries that didn't go so well. They were 100% my fault. Like I said, not a Super Bowler Smash attacker. So, this is the third attempt. Actually, no, the first attempt was a Town Hall 16. That's why we didn't record it. So, one Town Hall 16, one failure, and then attempt number 3. Also, the previous failure would have been in the video. I'm not just re-recording it for the sake of having a good attack in the video, by the way. The reason it's not in the video is because my recording was paused. So I literally couldn't use it. Let's get a Yeti over here. Okay, the king's down there apparently. My king's not gonna go in. I don't like really not having anything to funnel with. Need more than just a Yeti. Alright, there we go. Headhunter in from the backside. Alright. Things are definitely happening, which generally is good. Pop the king's ability, his ball bounces around. RC's moving in. We got a lot of little troops. This troop bar is way too big. There's too much BS going on. If I'm being totally honest. We need to shrink that down a smidge. We don't need a hog raider for anything. Oh my goodness. It's just adding more things for me to look at and think about. Thinking is hard. It hurts the head. Hurts the brain. But, I mean, even with all that considered, look at everything I have left. And it's a 3-star. And I'm terrible, god-awful at Super Bowler Smash. My execution was bad. Helen Keller could have probably executed better, and yet, 'tis a 3-star. So, I would say Super Bowlers have potential. Put the Yeti down and then Furnace. That's a good idea. And I forgot a heal. It's in the CC. I didn't use it, but it was there. Like I said, the troop bar has so much stuff on it that it's just confusing me. I'm not used to having that many options. Whenever I put together an army, I try to make it as little as possible, but that's not, I'm not saying the army's bad, I'm saying that's a me problem. That is 100% a me problem. My brain's like, ah. And then it just freezes, it panics. Alright, let's try a Blizz Lalo. Speaking of things that are difficult. There's my 6:30 alarm. And our war is not perfect. Who still has attacks? Probably Satch? No, Satch. We're all in. I don't know. I don't remember whose ult this is. I know this is somebody's, like, feeder account. But I don't remember who. I'll have to figure that out. I think other than that, I think we got all of our attacks in, which is pretty cool. I don't have to kick anybody, except Lil Sir Jet. Free Willey already got the boot. Slacker. We don't have slackers in my house. Even if it's me. Alright. So now we get to try to make a Lalo army. What's at 6:30? That's just generally when I make sure that we spun our war. We actually tried to spin it like 6, but the 6:30 alarm is for like, hey, you forgot to do the war. So, it's just a reminder. You can make it 2 rows? It was 2 rows. I think actually 2 rows is more difficult because then I gotta look at all the options I have to click on. No, 1 row would definitely be worse. Alright, let's see if we can fashion a freaking Lalo. Actually, no, is this the limit of armies we can have? I thought it was unlimited. This kind of is a bummer. I guess we gotta delete something. I want to keep that Super Bowler army because I'm gonna try to do a video on it and see how well I can do after 8 attacks. Let's get rid of this. This is easy to replicate anyway. Replicate. Hello, Kazim. Can I join your clan? Same thing. You have to be in Discord. So I'll post you our little recruiting message. It says we're looking for Town Hall 15 plus, which is fine. We actually can go even lower than that because we have multiple clans now, so I need to update the recruiting message. But here you go. So just hop into that Discord server if you're on Discord. If not, then let me know what Town Hall level you are, I guess. Maybe we can get you into our other clan. The guy that you deleted earlier wanted a clan. Yeah, he was looking to join. I think he hopped into the Discord, though, so he still got the message. So, no worries. You thought he wanted Town Hall 17s in his clan? Yeah. I thought the same thing, too, when I first seen it. I had to read it a couple of times to make sure. Alright, let's make a Lalo. But I'm pretty sure I seen a ping from our Discord, so he went in and opened a ticket. And I will deal with it after stream. Oh, I need to start doing, I need to start promoting WBB. By the way, if you guys want to CWL war bases, check out, do I have a WBB thing? We'll have to make that. Check out WBB to get your CWL warbase packs. Alright, anyway. Let's do a Lalo. Oh god, this is gonna be difficult. I haven't made a Lalo army in I don't even know. We're gonna have to boost this one. Should we go Ice Hounds? I think we should go Ice Hound. Or do like 2 lavas, 1 ice. Because we're gonna use 1 lava for the blimp. Probably 4. It's a lot of balloons. Let's go for 25 for now. Want you to share an army? Do you have a Blizz Lalo army? I mean, yeah, if you got one. I might tweak it a smidge, but better than starting from scratch. I'm thinking too hard. Yeah, I'm trying to think back, like, what, 4 years? 3 years? Something like that. Alright, yeah, I'll take your army. I appreciate it. Whoop. What is the Groots talking about? We literally went over the Eternal Tome not working yesterday. Did he not read the messages? That's the second time he's brought that up. I don't care. Oh, that's the Super Bowler army. You can't remember what you used at Town Hall 15? Well, the funny thing is, I think Town Hall 15 is the last time we could use Blizz Lalo. That was last year, was it? When did... No, Town Hall 16 came out the year before last. Oh, for when you were Town Hall 15, sorry. I forgot, some people are at different Town Hall levels at different times. You need super wall breakers for your Sui? Yeah, no. I was waiting for this army to come through. Thank you, Shivam. Appreciate it. And we will post it right here. And I will maybe tweak it a little bit. I'm gonna change this, because I do like an icy boy. Just get rid of the little... Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Does that give me enough room for an ice? Yes, it does. Nice. Nice. Let's put that headhunter back. What else did I get rid of? I got rid of some cleanups. Let's do that. Keep it simple-ish. Nice. Okay. Ooh, I have an idea. Oh, this is an RC charge? No, it's a Blizz, idiot. Jesus. It's pretty bad that we've seen so many RC charges that as soon as I see a bunch of Invis, my brain just says immediately. Even though I did Blizz so many times. Oh god, my brain's broken. Okay, that's fine. Let me activate the Ice Hound. Warden on air, yeah. I need to check the heroes. Thank you for that. I didn't even think about it. I need Dark Elixir. There we go. That's activated. Alright, let's check these heroes, check the pets. I actually think we should do Sneezy. We'll do a hero boost as well. So why not? Air. I'm gonna switch that to heal. Because the balloons already do enough damage, they don't really need a damage boost. Why do I have Super Bowlers in my army? I didn't set the thing. There we go. Oh god, we got a yak. Well, that makes more sense now. We'll switch you to Fox. Everything else is fine. Queen is fine. King is fine. Trying to decide if I want the, do I want the unicorn or do I want the walrus? Move an ice golem if needed. I think what we got here is good. The main focus for the video is going to be just the blizzard. So the Lalo part's just extra anyway. Add minions. True. Probably don't really need wizards. Let's just do minions. That gives us a few more. If we get rid of that and that, that gives us a few more. I think that's good. 9 of them should be plenty. And there we go. And then we'll probably just, well, we'll do the RC stuff after this. Alright, here we go. Next thing for the video. This is going to be the final... Hold up. This is going to be the final attack for the video, and we're just going to be looking at the blimp portion, because we're going to be using the good old Blizzard attack strategies, Super Wizards, in the blimp. They did get a DPS increase, so curious to see if we can make this work. It is very difficult to use these types of blimp attacks in the current meta, but we'll see if we can make it happen. Let's jump in. Okay, oh god. Oh boy. I think it's safe to say we are not going for that town hall compartment. Trying to decide what the best value would be right here. Either on that bottom or on the top. Either way, we want to set a funnel for the heroes to go in. I think down right on that multi-archer tower is going to be about the best value. Okay, I see the air defenses. I don't have... Oh, there we go. There's that. There we go, we are in. And honestly... Oh. Okay. The giant bomb made that invis not worth it, but there was no way that I could have known that giant bomb was going to be there, so I don't feel too bad about that. Also, we have the furnaces on defense, so we'll get rid of that real quick. King's moving in. Let's do the Electro Titan up here and try to cut that side of the funnel. The Ice Golem as well. Headhunter for that. Let's pop the King's ability. That'll open up everything for the Queen. And then we have an Invis for her. And we still have the Royal Champion as well. So let's also send the RC. Well, I think we'll hang on to the RC for now. Alright, let's start some balloons down here. I only had one. There we go. We got the Royal Champion moving in. Let's freeze that. Let's get a little haste right here. Let's freeze that. Oh god, that Town Hall does so much damage. Come on, balloons, get in there. I forgot the RC doesn't have the hogs. Oh god. She's got too much damage. I don't have any spells to help her out. Well. So the Blizz did fine. I don't think it was anything like too spectacular, but I feel like if there's good spots to use a Blizzard, it can definitely work. I don't know that I would necessarily recommend it, to be honest. Just because it's not really a Blizz meta. But yeah. The Lalo on my part did not go very well because poor execution, but you know, it is what it is. And there's not really a whole lot else I can do here. We'll just kind of drop in these troops and let it wrap up there. But there we have it. The Blizz did fine. If you can find a good spot to use it, that's going to be the trickiest part of using the Super Wizards. Like I said, not really meta, not really something I would super recommend unless you want to mess around and have some fun. Wouldn't you send the Hound in first? That's a weird Lalo deployment. Jesus, we got all the Lalo critics in the chat. I didn't send the Hound in first because the air defense was so far away from the defenses. I think I sent the Hound in fine though, because I stopped it right there with the ice block so it could sit there and tank the damage. Try another one. We're gonna do RC charge next. go for maximum value. Well, it depends on the base, but yeah, we're gonna do RC charges. Alright. Let's do... Start with dragons. Where are my dragons? There they are. I keep hitting the button by mistake. The cookbook button, it wants me. Yeah, we'll start with that and do a couple of attacks. How many are left? 5? Oh, man. It's not a lot. And Blizz the core. Did you not see that core? Hold on. I gotta make a point here. You wanna Blizz that core with 2 bomb towers, 2 poison towers, a town hall with a crazy reach and a fast attack. The scatter shots were risky enough. Not to mention the traps that are probably also in there. Never Blizz poison towers, exactly. That's the biggest problem. The bomb towers are also a problem. If you're too close to a bomb tower, say goodbye to the super wizards. Yes, YOLO. I mean, if you want to YOLO your super wizard straight into death, be my guest. That thrower army you tried on your base, it does better than the blue dragon or root rider army. Nice. More health we need to test. They didn't get more health. And even if they did, that's just too much damage. It's... Oh, Gado's freaking out on us now. Gonna be using the thrower healer combo. Very nice. Come on, there we go. Alright, we're back. We're back. We're saved. But yeah, there's 0% chance you can successfully blizzard that core. I think in most cases, if you're going to go for a blizzard on Town Hall 17, you're staying away from the Town Hall anyway. Because, for one, you can't make the blimp invisible, and the blimp is probably going to draw the Town Hall's attack to even get it in close enough. Unless you freeze the Town Hall in a good timing. But then your freeze timing's got to be pretty much perfect. Your invis timing has to be perfect. You got to get the rage down. It's probably doable, but it's going to be very difficult. Yeah, I think this army is fine. We're just going to be focused on RC charge anyway. So let's do it. Today we're going to take a look at the basics of Royal Champion Charge, how to do it, and what to look for on a base. Break it down and see what value you want to go for. And we're going to be starting off with this army right here. So this is our typical dragon army. Let's jump into a Legends attack. Hold on, let me not show. Because people will be like, oh, you only have 5 attacks left. You've been... Blah, blah, blah. Okay. That was the other voice for the YouTube comments. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought now. I don't know. Let's jump into a Legends attack and see how this does. See how it goes. Alright, so if I want to break down this base, the first thing that I'm looking for is where to make a funnel. And then, of course, the other thing is going to be what value can we get. So the first thing I noticed for dragons are the sweepers. They're both pointing into the core. So we're probably going to fly the dragons from somewhere on the top. So we need to funnel on either the left side or the right side. I'm going to go for the right side. We can get the monolith potentially. We should be able to get the gear tower. Now, it is risky to Royal Champion Charge into heroes, but as long as your spell timings are good, then it shouldn't be an issue. I thought I dropped the invis. Oh. What not to do with Royal Champion Charge. Oh my. Well, learn from me, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, well that one's a bust. I swore I dropped the invis spell, but I guess I was too busy talking. Anyway. We're gonna see if we can make this work. I don't have my ice block either, so we need to fix that. And then I'll show you what I meant by the ice block trick with the lava hound, ice hound, whatever it is. But here we go. So ideally, this would all be down to the Royal Champion charge. Where's the little hound going? That next tower is clear up there. Got a lot of spells for the queen now. Crazy how that works out. Oops, I didn't mean to make that invisible. I was trying to make the fire mites invisible ahead of it, so they weren't getting sniped. Oh god. Oh god, I'm fumbling. Oh no, I was too focused down here. Well, I mean without a Royal Champion. That's not gonna make it to the blooper reel. Actually, we should start doing something like that. A blooper reel for videos. You lost your RC early today too, and you almost 1-starred. That invis sneezy on the town hall. Oh man. Well, this was fun. Into the abyss. Let's try that again. Now we're down to 4 attacks. So I guess 2 for each, as long as we find 4 Town Hall 17s. Now there's a chance we still find a 16 or a 17. Well, we'll see. Alright, so here we go. The first thing that we're going to look for the Royal Champion charge is we need to look for where we're going to fly the dragons in so we can set a funnel, and we want to try to get as much value as possible. So we got sweepers down here that are lined up facing each other. That's where I want to try to send my giant arrow with the queen. And I always do my Royal Champion opposite to the queen, so if the queen's going either down here or down here, the RC needs to go on the opposite side to set the funnel for the dragons. And that is going to be the goal. We're going to try to send her right down the middle up here. And here we go. And then specifically how to do the Royal Champion charge itself. Every time the seconds end in a 7. So right at 57, you drop in your invis. 2 minutes 47, drop in the next invis. So you'll see the clock tick down. 49, 48, 47. We drop in the next invis. And there we go. The Royal Champion is on her way. Now the fox didn't go in. That's kind of annoying. Fox doing typical fox things. So now that the fox is dead, we have to go to back-to-back invis, obviously. We're going to try to get the Fire Spitter and the Monolith, and then we're going to recall the Royal Champion out of here. Hopefully we can have enough juice to get through both of these. Alright, she's onto the Monolith. Can we get it down through the builder shots? Come on, come on, come on. One more shot. And, oh yeah, perfect. Okay. Alright, we're doing better. Let's see. So we're going to try to line this up. Hopefully it hits. And not even close. It was a nice thought. But that's how it goes sometimes. Let's just send it. I forgot to add the ice block to the army. Well, that's fine. Alright, let's get a rage in here. Initial push for the dragons. Hopefully pushes that queen down to the bottom side as well. And then once they get into the base a bit here, we'll pop this Warden's ability. I think that's a good time right there. You don't want to do it too late, because once the dragons split up, they will lose that Eternal Tome effect with the recent changes to that ability. Alright, let's see. We can push. Let's go ahead and start freezing this sweeper. I was a little bit late on that freeze. I guess we can... Let's rage down here. And then we're going to pop the Prince ability. We're going to start the Royal Champion back into the base down here. Just put her a little too close to that cannon. Just drop in our furnaces. Do an invis. And we should be in good shape here. So get a little bit of a funnel. That sweeper's still being a big problem. This one's not going to work out. Ugh. Might need to change the army up a little bit. This is my older dragon army. I think we need to update it. But we're going to keep this in the video because the RC charge went pretty well. Blizzard Lalo might be goated. I'll see you in 2 minutes when you say, nah, it's no good. I'm just giving you a hard time, Shibum. I think it could be pretty good, but I wouldn't really recommend Blizzard. If I was going to do Lalo, I think Sui Lalo is going to be way better. Just because Blizzard Lalo is going to be so insanely risky. And if you mess it up, you're cooked. Add Dragon Riders and Bowlers? Yeah, I don't think we're going to be doing that. We could add Dragon Riders, potentially. Alright, we don't need the rest of this. So this one didn't pan out, but the RC charge at the beginning went pretty much as planned, aside from losing the Fox. So we'll try to redo this, run it back, and then hopefully we get a good attack on the next one. Why not Super Archer Blimp? That's pretty much the same problems. Exact same problems as Blizzard. If one was possible, both would be possible. Alright, let's do the Ice Block. So we can kind of get rid of these. We have space for one balloon. That's great. That's not even worth taking. Let's do a couple of cleanup troops instead. There we go. I made some tweaks to the old dragon army, which needed updated anyway, so this should give us a little bit of a better push. But this video is not really about the army itself. We're really just focused on the Royal Champion charge. But of course, I want to showcase it, pushing all the way through for the 3-star as well. So let's see if we can get it on the next attack. I need more dragons? Nah. 11's plenty. Alright, let's see where we want to go into the Royal Champion charge. So again, we find the sweepers immediately. Looks like we're going to want to fly these dragons from the top side. So we can either RC charge up here, or we can RC charge down here on the bottom left. I'm going to go to the bottom with the RC, because we have the Air Expo that we also want to get down. The Queen would probably not get that out of the way. So that's going to be the best option here. And we potentially get an air defense. Alright. I intentionally didn't drop the invis that time. We didn't have a lot of damage on the RC, so it's fine. Now we're going to invis her to keep the Expo damage off of her. She'll move in, grab the Expo. This is obviously a trapped compartment, but I think we're still going to be able to get pretty much what we're after here. Next invis goes down. She'll move into the Wizard Tower. And we could even switch to back-to-back invis here to try to keep the Fox alive, although that invis was a little bit late. Get the next one in. The Fox is still probably going to die through that poison, yeah. But that's okay. We got the Fire Spitter. We got the Expo. We got a nice little funnel. We can actually put the Baby Dragon in here to finish up that side of the funnel as we start the Queen from the top. But that's pretty much it for the RC charge. It's that simple. Make sure you get her back in the recall, and we'll put her back in later in the attack. But for now, let's go ahead and get these guys rolling in. So let's get these dragons. Warden, Dragon Riders, and here we go. Oh, we got some spicy CC coming out here for the Queen. Pop in the Lava Hound here. Protect all these troops. And we're gonna drop that there. The Hound actually is going not the direction I was expecting it to go. I thought it was gonna go to the other side, but I guess there's still an air defense on the bottom down there. Whoops. That's fine. So we didn't really get anything out of the Lava Hound ice block trick. It happens. Alright, let's rage the dragons through here. Royal Champion from the backside. That air defense picked up. Their little cleanup troops. Looks like the queen's dead, so the healers are coming over to the champion. Then we got a back-in town hall to deal with. That's fun. There's the prince ability. Keep the damage low. Got all these dragons on this outside as well, which is not ideal, obviously. Alright, got the town hall down. King's gonna make my RC stay there. But we got the invis. And we're fine. This one's gonna work out just fine. Perfect. King's back onto my champion. I think she's gonna go down here, but I believe we have enough to take down the rest of the base anyway. Send in these last few troops. This time it is going to be a 3-star. The RC actually manages to stay alive. And there we go, 3-star. So now we're going to switch up to a different attack strategy. Blizzard Lalo is low-key goated. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's good. But like I said, it's just too risky. Too risky. If you're going to use Lalo, you got to use probably RC charge Lalo, to be honest. But some sort of hero dive. Sui heroes, as we OGs like to call it. But for some reason, well, I mean, obviously we know why Supercell didn't like Sui. So the dragons, you care more about the sweepers? Yeah, pretty much. Because you have to think about where the dragons are going to go before you just send in the RC. So you figure out where the sweepers are at, figure out where the dragons are going to go, and then decide which side is going to be better for a giant arrow versus the RC charge. So like on that one base, there was that air expo that was like just on the inside of the walls, and that was the entire reason I did the RC charge on that side. So you get that air expo out of the way, that's less damage on the dragons down the road. Thought Archer was in here, but I guess not. Alright, let's put this bad boy back in. Let's do that one more time. We're gonna do Hog Riders for the last 2 attacks. Where to go? There it is. I'll have to get rid of the Ice Hound. Do I even have enough Dark Elixir? Yeah, I do. Good. They need to change the super troop system. It's not very good. Alright, next up we'll take a look at a couple of Super Hog Rider attacks and see how the thought process for the Royal Champion charge changes from here. So let's jump in. Are scatters kind of trash now? No, absolutely not. They didn't lose that much damage. Alright, so obviously when you do the RC charge with an army like this, you don't really care at all where the sweepers are at. What we're going to look at for this is where are the heroes going to go? Basically, where's the kill squad going to go? And I generally try to push for the town hall, so we're going to do the Royal Champion charge on either side of the town hall. This is a symmetrical base, so it actually makes no difference which side we go in at. So we're just going to start down here and then try to get a chunk of this out of the way to funnel the heroes in. So there we go. We're just going to let her go for the first set of invis. Come on, Fox. There we go. It took a little bit longer than I would have liked. But there you go. First invis, we make the Expo invisible because the Electro Boots are going to do the damage to it anyway, so we don't really need to let her sit there and try to take that out. I was a little bit late with the invis. Trying to yap and do this at the same time is not the easiest thing in the world, but we're going to make it work. Alright, let her get through the scatter here. Oh god, we're going to lose the RC. Okay, I was too busy yapping, and I completely messed that up, so that's cool. We'll see if we can still make this attack work, though. We're going to set the funnel up here. Do a couple of wizards, and then start the king down here. The queen. There we go. That was a bit early for the druids. Oh well. Actually, we're going to go with the siege barracks up here. I don't usually use siege barracks with this, but I think in this case it's fine. It's not like we have a deep push for the town hall. Alright, headhunter for the enemy king. Oh, maybe. I thought he was going for the golem. Maybe not. whatever. Let's go a little rage right here. Rage these guys in. Pop King's ability, that'll give access for the Queen, and let's start the hogs from the top side. Here we go. Alright guys, gonna look to see if I could put the RC back in. But yeah, that ain't happening. Let's actually pull these out. Put them in over here. We have CC troops to deal with. And do, bada bing, bada boom. I don't know if this will work still. Probably not. Whoops. Yeah, I need to focus more on what I'm doing and not what I'm trying to say. The skip first invis trick is goated. Yeah, I mean, at the start, if she's not taking a lot of damage, you really don't need that first invis. I guess in this case, well, in this case, it wasn't even the first invis. I messed up. It was the subsequent invis. You like when people path the RC with invisible defenses? Yeah. It's not a bad way to go, but yep, I screwed that one up. We're gonna have to use more replays for tomorrow to finish this dang video. Because that was a sloppy charge. I don't want to use that for the video. Just need to know how to path her in those. Yeah, and it's... I would consider that to be a bit more... Like, players who are already struggling with RC charge don't need to worry about trying to path the RC with invisible buildings. Because it does get a bit more complicated. Especially if you just don't see the buildings that are around. Which is also difficult for me, especially when I'm trying to talk and do it at the same time. Doing the attack and then trying to, like, talk about what I'm doing with the attack at the same time is tricky. It says I have 2, but that's just a bug. I have 1 left. Am I gonna go positive after all this nonsense? That's crazy. Here we go. Last attack of the day. And here we go with the next base. So with the Royal Champion charge, you obviously don't need to worry about where the sweepers are. So what you're doing with an attack like this is you're looking for where you're going to path the heroes in, and then from there you're going to pick which side of that area you're going to funnel the RC with. So we're going to path the heroes into this compartment, we're going to funnel the RC into here. So let's do it. We're going to try to get the RC in for the monolith. That's going to be the goal here. I don't know exactly which way she's going to go at the moment. Shoot, I should have done an invis. I didn't expect that. Tesla. I'm just not going to worry about this. We're going to stop recording. It doesn't help that it's giving me bases I've never seen before. At least give me the bases I've cracked with the RC charge. Nah, that's just not even... I'm not even going to pretend that's a good excuse. Let's call it a whoopsie daisy and do it tomorrow. Come on, come back, King. Come back, King. Come back, King. There you go. We have nothing going for that monolith. Also, the other thing is, this hog army is really, really difficult when the town hall's in the core. If the heroes don't get the town hall, it's essentially impossible for me to do. I haven't figured that out yet. Town hall just does too much damage if it stays up. Maybe we can get the queen to still take it down, though. If she can stop being distracted. Here, take an invis. Oh, God. Okay, never mind. She's just an idiot. Pressure mortars up there as well. Actually, that invis on the left will push everything to the town hall. Nope, not gonna recover this one. I tried. Use earthquake spells? Wait, for what? Why not? Oh, for log launcher. I don't really like the log launcher. I guess for legends it'd be smart to have it as an option though. For that specific thing. I wouldn't take earthquake spells though. Because you're right though, I could take the log launcher as a backup plan for bases like this with the town hall and the core, because like I said, if the heroes don't get that town hall, it's a 1-star. It's done. The hogs just don't usually go get it because they take too much damage in the meantime. But if I take something like a log launcher, or maybe even a blimp, to be honest, I can just Yeti blimp the town hall. That could be an option too. Might even be better because odds are the log launcher's probably not going to get there anyway. But definitely something to consider. Log launcher will create a path to the core, that's true. What I'll do... Get rid of the battle drill, we'll take a log launcher. Blimp. My battle buddy. Actually, I don't even need to do that. I'm out of attacks. But yeah, definitely good things to think about. I mean, even in war, I should be considering that more often. Because even this past war that we just did after the buff, I was still struggling with the war attacks with that town hall in the core. I don't know why it never occurred to me to try to use a different siege machine. I just didn't think about it that hard. But yeah, I'll have to do that, and that should actually improve my hit rate a good bit too, which will be nice. I should be hitting a lot better than what I have been, that's for sure. So hopefully that'll help me have a good CWL. I'm excited for that to start and see how things do. In wars, you just go in without scouting? Yeah, I do the same thing. That's why my hit rate's like 40%. Oh, man. Also, I know your hit rate, Shivam. It's not 40%, no. It's better than mine. But I do know it. I pulled it with the bots because I was curious where you would be on our chart. Actually, there's this neat website here. How's yours? I think I pulled it at like 57%. Something like that, so it's pretty decent. You never seen yours? This is the website I use for stats most of the time. Which is, it's a pretty handy website. Zoop. I think I've shown it before too. But if we log in, I guess that's the whole thing. So obviously I have my clan saved, but you can search up any clan in the game and find these same stats. They're all public. Now it gets a little more tricky if the clan has a closed war log, but you can still get some idea of the stats. But if you go to like war statistics, I like to do 17 versus 17, and I like to do whatever month we're in. So we'll say June, and then you can see the hit rates for all of our players in Crimson Fog. JT's chilling at 84%. And then it drops down pretty quickly from there. We got 60, 60. Here's my secondary account at 56%. But my main account's clear down here at 43.5%. Yikes. And yeah, it's pretty neat. So I just looked at whatever clan Shivam was in, but I don't know, maybe you do wars in different clans. It's hard to say for me, but I just kind of pulled what was there just to see where you'd be on our chart. But you're still good enough to be in our day one lineup, that's for sure. 57's bad. Well, I mean, it's pretty much where a lot of our guys are at. I agree, it's not great. I'm not happy with where I'm at, that's for sure. 56 is my best account, and that's not great. But my main account's doing even worse. To be fair, I did have a few rage quits this season too, so whoops. Look up Judo Jungle. Let's see. Search. Okay, we're gonna have to be a little more specific. Mine's probably horrific lately. It happens. Our whole clan's been in a slump. For June, yours was 57? Yeah. At least when I looked at it, it was. It might be a little different now. Because this was like... This was whenever you asked me if we had a spot for CWL. I took a peek. A lot of the time your clan just perfects them and you have to hit up for loot. Or you have to hit for loot. Gotcha. You're level 23. Okay. Let's see. Should be a filter. Tunnel level? No. There we go. There we go, we found you. For statistics, go mirror attacks for June. There's Rika. You're at 31.2%. That is, so there's attacks and there's a 3-star rate. So out of 16 attacks, you have 5 triples. There's Angels. No attacks for Angels. Oh no. Oh, there's a few Angels accounts in here. Is Judo in this clan? There he is. Judo Sloth. Dang, Judo's got a 75% hit rate. What's the website's name? It's clashspot.net. I'll share it real quick. There you go. Last story didn't do so well. Same. I've actually been doing a little better. Today wasn't so bad for me. Although, like I said, I messed up on one of these stupid bases that has the, So there's a 6-pack with Hog Riders I was happy with. And then... that dang... Oh, you guys can't see. My bad. That dang core Town Hall. And the annoying thing is, this is a common base that I've hit lots of times. And I still messed it up. What I should have done... I actually don't know why I went in on the left side. I should RC charge over here. Or at least right here. And then just push the heroes in closer to the Town Hall. I tried to go for a little too much here. But if I did like a log launcher from the backside or a blimp over the top, it would have been fine. Oh well. Live and learn, I guess. Oh, Fat Bloke uses Hog Riders? He is... I have Fat Bloke 2 at 66%. I don't know if that's another account of his. I don't see another one, though. Oh, never mind. I found Fat Bloke at the top. He's at 85%. So he is... right here. 85.7. Out of 28 attacks, he's tripled 24. That's pretty good. Evil Ghost has 25 out of 28. Kingslayer also doing pretty good. Good for them. Alright, but I am going to head out there. I got a few other things I got to take care of tonight. We should be back on about the same time tomorrow. And we'll probably do some more Legend shenanigans. I don't know what we'll get into tomorrow. But thank you guys for hanging out. I do appreciate it. For those of you on YouTube and Kick, we will see you